So we have, I believe, all the siding up, or all the trim up, and siding. I was able to get that done there, and I sealed up the vent. I did the corners on this end and the corners on this end, and I got this door trimmed out. So, looks pretty good, I think. And she is painting that dark paint trim on this, I assume, eventually. And the front is all trimmed out as well. Got that base down there behind the ladder on. And I just need to get here and work my way up. Feeling closer and closer. So tired of siding and trim. Yeesh. All right, that was the last corner. So I'm back to working on my gable shingles in the front. He's gonna start on the soffit, I think tomorrow here. And then he'll jump to the front and finish that as well. And at some point this week, I'll probably start building this patio. Looks like more unscheduled rain is coming. All right, the last gable piece went in there. I think it looks pretty fair considering I haven't done this before. And I was working alone with these panels. I think it's on this crazy ladder. Anyway, I'll show you from the ground. Now I need to get up and caulk that seam all the way down each way, which doesn't sound fun. There we go. Looks pretty nice. I like it offsetting with the tan trim, but unfortunately we're painting the trim dark. So, but doesn't look bad. All right, up and down the ladder again, forever. Caulking, and that's all caulked in. And I caulked the base. So I believe this whole front is just ready for soffit, and then at some point, I think she's gonna paint all of those, or hire someone to do it, or I might have to do it. Yeah. Freakishly big bug. All right, trying to clean up because the outside is as done as I can get it. I went around and caulked the whole base for 12 bucks a bottle. For 6 bottles I bought this super clear stuff, which was really thick and spongy, and I really liked it. It's called Crystal Clear, and I liked that for the outside. And I went all the way around the house, and now I'm just cleaning up forms and stakes and everything, because while he finishes up soffit, I believe I am finally moving inside. Kind of exciting. All right, this afternoon I've moved in and started putting together cabinets, IKEA cabinets. So now that I've figured out the first 2 and pretty much everything else is kind of those sizes, it shouldn't be so hard. If you've never put together IKEA, there are no verbal directions, it's all pictures. They do give you a nice parts list with pretty much actual size stuff, which I like. But every once in a while, and everything's pretty straightforward, but every once once in a while you run into something where like they just drop something in and there's no explanation. It says to throw this part in the trash, and then it has this part which undermounts, but that didn't come with this. And I couldn't tell what they were telling me to do, but then on the next page, it just goes from 5 to 6. So essentially, well, basically I just decided this doesn't apply to me since we don't have that part. And we're not doing a sink over these. These are just regular cabinets. And that I don't throw that away. And I just keep on rolling. And that seemed to go well, so. Something I do wish we had done is they have a track mounting system for these, even the lowers. But they have an option where you can skip the track and just bolt or screw with the mounts they have directly into the studs. But you need to have put the stud into the wall, you know, the bracing in the wall between the studs so that you could move it wherever you want and just kind of level as you go. I wish now that I had bought one of these, built it, determined what height it would be, and then put the bracing in the wall all the way around. So, but hopefully the track goes well. It seems like years ago we had we put one of these in Moab in our house there. And it seemed, I remember the track on the upper, which was fine because they're just gonna hang in place off the ceiling. But I didn't remember it on the bottoms. But I guess if we just set it to level and cut it, or we need it cut, that we can hook into it, and then you adjust the feet. You put the feet under, and if I remember right, you can rotate them, and that raises and lowers so that you get it level against the wall. So anyway, here we go, rolling along. Got to build the L shape and then the island. The other thing they've been doing today is hauling off most of our dirt. So they took out just about everything. I think there might be 1 or 2 truckloads there. So looking good out here. Afternoon rains all summer long. All right, it's a busy day. We got the plumber down there about to drill a hole for our septic. I wired up an outlet in the garage so we'll have power because Lower Valley Energy is here to tie us up to power. So they're doing that right now. Then the soffit guy's back, Matthew, and hopefully asphalt doesn't show up today. They said they might come midweek. Well, that would be great if they did, actually. I'd like to get that done. And you can see our dirt is gone. And then they also came and hauled off the piles we had on our other lot right there, which I don't think I ever showed anybody. They were just a long pile from where I'd been digging around here at the very outset of things. So, making progress. First little bit of finished electrical done, and I'm continuing to work on the kitchen cabinets. Got a couple more built this morning, and I'll keep going on that. All right, they're done, and my meter is in. And I am gonna flick power, which makes me nervous. This is the scariest part of the whole thing. If I can open the panel. All right, I'm going on. Maybe. Okay, that means it's going through my walls into the house. Let's go see what the panel looks like. The panel on, and we'll see if this works. Test my house power. We got this, a dedicated 20 amp line, We'll see if it can run this drill. Second thing I hooked up was my 30 amp RV outlet. And it's working great. So far 2 breakers flicked on. One was the dedicated 20 amp outlet for my freezer that'll go there. And the other one was that RV outlet. So I'm gonna go grab my electrical stuff and probably try and wire up this whole garage so we can use the power outlets, since most of it's been primer. So thank goodness the panel's working and all seems to be well. Got a second or a third outlet live. And then now I'm wiring this sequence. So just getting it all put together. This just takes forever. Not looking forward to the whole house. All right, we've got all the cabinetry built. The island, the stove wall, and the sink wall. There's a dishwasher in that gap and a fridge in that gap. No uppers. So it looks like we're missing some parts that the lady at the store did not give us when we said we're having an island. There's some backer boards that go in here on the top and the bottom that allow you to attach everything together. And we don't see it anywhere. And all the rails that sit against the back wall, we only see these 2. I don't see any more anywhere else in all these packages. So looks like we're gonna have to make a 4-hour IKEA run down to Salt Lake City, Utah. Because we have to have this all installed by October 2nd, and the next 10 days for us is super hectic with stuff. So anyway, kind of a pain. We were hoping the lady at the store that checked through everything verified, yes, you need this, no, you don't need that. And she did it on a couple things, but some very basic stuff she didn't do. After I watched some videos on how to build an island out of IKEA cabinetry. So, alrighty, I might call it a day. I'm exhausted. The tile guy also got started today. He came in for a little bit today, not got started. And he built 3 corner shelves with a metal facing to them that will allow him to come in and just start zipping through the tile. Installing it, and she finished painting around here so I can get that panel up. I wanted just the timing of it. This is live, so it's really dangerous having this open, but we don't have any kids or anybody else here, so. But I've got 3 breakers on. That's really exciting to have power. And I've got 2 dedicated outlets in the garage. And then my 30 amp camper outlet is operational. So I started wiring another line, or finish electrical on another line, and I'll wrap up the garage pretty quick so we can have lights and power and everything out here fairly quickly. And then as she paints each room, it looks like she's getting closer to being done with primering, then I will start putting lights in and flicking on circuits and stuff like that. So one drawback of me on the interior lights tying them to outlet lines is I can't just flick lights on. I have to wait and put the whole line in. So exciting day, progress. We have power. and a newly drilled hole for septic. The reason I didn't finish filming, but he put the hole, we had put a sleeve down at the base of the footing, 4 feet down, but the guy putting in the septic, same folks who hauled off all our dirt the last 2 days, wanted it halfway down, so just 2 feet below the top of the cement. So a more shallower exit, so we had to pay the plumber to come over and spend an extra morning drilling that big core hole. So that's it for today. All right, I actually came out and finished up this line. Don't have a double outlet connector, so I won't flip the breaker on it. Went in, took care of the panel. Everything's safe, good to go. We're all set, so. Oh man, it feels so good to have power on and not have anything going wrong so far. So fingers crossed, keeps going that way.